Hello, it's Joanna from Perfectly Creative, and today's video is for the Stamp Around UK video hop. So this is going out on the 1st of August, and our theme this month is scraps. So as you can see here, I've got some, these are 1-inch scraps that I've got from the Country Floral DSP. And I've also got some 1-inch strips of basic white. So I'm thinking about doing a little 3 inches by 4-inch base, and I'm thinking potentially, I'm not going to use all of these, but I would quite like to use, definitely want to use this one. And I'm thinking for a bit of colour, maybe the Sweet Sorbet. But I'm going to cut it into squares. And I'm going to cut these into squares. And then we'll see what happens. Who knows? Who knows? So, and then I'm going to put it onto basic white thick card base. So this is standard C6 size for those of us in the UK. So that's 14.85 by 10.5. And then once I've done this onto, I'm going to stick it onto this base to put onto the card, just to make it easier. And then I will do a background layer using Sweet Sorbet because I haven't used it for so long. So I'm thinking that I love the Sweet Sorbet. I'm just thinking maybe it's a few too many hearts because she says, because it's petal pink, but I really like the blue. And although there's not really any blue in this, it's the Mossy Meadow and petal pink and Sweet Sorbet. But I really just like the way the blue pops. And I have to confess, not a massive petal pink fan. Or a bit of mint macaron, or we could use gingham, a gingham strip, but I really like that blue, just gives it a nice pop, although I don't know that we need a pop when we've got Sweet Sorbet. Maybe too much of a pop. I don't know. Maybe go with the gingham, reduce the amount of hearts down so we don't have quite so many hearts. Or we could do mint macaron. That looks quite nice, and it picks out, so if you can see really closely, there's mint macaron in the hearts. So this paper comes from the Country Floral 12 by 12 DSP, and this comes from the, I think it's called Country Gingham, which is also part of the suite. Yeah, Country Gingham 6 by 6 designer paper, and it comes in balmy blue, mint macaron, petal pink and Sweet Sorbet. So I might actually use that so we don't have too many hearts. There you go, problem solved. So for the purpose of this, so I won't need many of these, but I will cut them all with our trusty trimmer. Put my teeth in, and cut some 1-inch squares. I won't need many, like I said, because then I'm going to cut them. I think I'll cut them into triangles. So using my trimmer, I find it easier to use this as the measuring guide on this side rather than trying to measure it here, because you've got more to hang on to this way. So I've got 3 layers of DSP here, and it very easily cuts through all 3 layers. And you know, I'll cut a few more because I might end up doing more than one card, depending on how it turns out. So as you may have guessed, I haven't tried this out, so I don't know if it works. So 3 across, I'll do 1 more, because we're basically going 3 squares across and 4 down. She says, lining it up to the 1-inch line. And then, and obviously if you've got a directional designer series paper, just be mindful of how you cut it. And I'll do the same for the white. Again, I could have folded this in half, to be fair. Or if you've got a little guillotine, with an old Celebration guillotine. So I am going to be cutting these in half diagonally, which I don't think I need to do on the trimmer. I can always cut some more if I need to. I'll just set that aside for now. Let's see, whose idea is it to get your nails done? Okay, so I'll just set that to one side. And with them all together, I'll find my snips. There they are. I might actually use my big scissors for this. And I've almost got a straight line there to follow, which is fortunate. Woo! I don't know. Let's not tempt fate and cut too many all in one go, shall we, Joanna? They're flying everywhere. I'm sure the cat will find them later. Can you believe we're at the 1st of August already? I mean, it is July when I'm filming this. Doesn't really feel like summer. I mean, it's warm enough, I suppose. It's in the 20 degrees. But it's a bit rainy and cloudy, and hung my washing out and it's had a natural rinse a couple of times. Okay, last lot. There we go. Okay, so now what I want to do is obviously to make the squares up. So if we do that with that. Do you see where I'm going? It's probably going to be really fiddly and I'm probably going to regret it. And then we'll do that way. Oh, I feel like maybe that should go that way. Sweet sorbet. No. Oh, I've put that on the same line. So we'll just... Were you all shouting at me? If you weren't, you should have been. We can do it that way. Okay. I'm going to get my liquid glue out. Let's give it a go. I'll figure it out as we go along. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue to stick this down. And I'm just going to get it flush with the edges. So at least then I know I've got a straight edge. Okay. Of course, what you could do if you're doing this is you could stamp on the white pieces. If you wanted to, if you don't want to just have it plain, but it will it won't look so plain when I've finished. Honest. Right, and then we'll do this piece. Up here. So this is obviously, it's fiddly, but I think it'll be worth it. So if we do, ooh, I quite like that. Okay. And then do the same again. See, I quite like this side as well. It's got a real, although it's petal pink, it's got a real subtle stamping. I don't know if you can see it. Real subtle stamping on that side. I'm not really a heart sort of a girl, but I do love this DSP. I love the whole suite actually. Which I never thought I would say, if I'm being honest. But it is really, really sweet. I'm going to take the pieces you actually mean to stick down. So somewhere along the lines I've not got that completely straight. And then we'll do so this is where I might end up having to cut a few more just because of the direction. Okay. And then we'll start with this one maybe. I think I need some more white. Are you all bored watching me yet? Feel free to fast forward if you would like. I would completely understand. Nearly done. Oh, I might just get away with it. No, I won't get away with it. I'll have to cut some more. Cut some more white. Fiddlesticks. And there I was thinking I'd done enough. I will trim this down ever so slightly just so we've got even edges, but okay. And then final one, I think I'll do this way. Oh, I only need one more white piece. How frustrating is that? Okay, nearly done, I promise. So I totally understand if you want to fast forward. And I've still got these bits which I can use on another card, which somehow I didn't manage to get enough white. Obviously you don't have to use the white, and if you do use the white, you don't need to sorry, I'm just thinking. Can you tell? Can you hear the cogs whirling away? That's the top of a heart. That's the bottom of a heart, so that would go better, yeah. Because it's directional, this one with the heart, so it's just... And then I need another white piece. So let me just quickly... But it is a great way of using up your scraps. Just something a little bit different. Let me just pull that down. There we go. Okay, it doesn't look like a lot, and I do need to trim it up. But I'll do that in a second. What I'm going to do first is emboss it. So, from our basics, our new basics embossing folders, I've pulled out this one, which is floral, I suppose. In some ways it might look a bit like a starfish. So I'm going to emboss. So I'm going to line it up with the black line. So there's a black line at the bottom, which means you can get a straight edge if you use that. So I'm going to line it up with that edge and just hold it in place. Now I'm just quickly going to emboss this off camera. I have it to the right of me using the big cut and emboss machine. And then I will trim it down. So now it looks like it's quilted. And you don't really see the white being so plain anymore. Okay, so I will just trim this up. ever so slightly. Just going to take a slither off that side. And just a tiny wee bit off the bottom. Okay, let me just move my rubbish out the way. Can you tell? You can't see from there, but I've got a new grid paper pad that I've just broken out. It's the first one in years, literally. Okay, so I'm going to, how lovely is that? So I'm going to cut a piece of the sweet sorbet, and then we need to think about sentiment. So I know that I cut it 3 to 4 inches, and so I'm just adding a little bit, just 1/8 of an inch, which is probably enough, because particularly as I trimmed it down, just gives a little hint of a border. It's a real quick and easy card. So if we stick that on there like so, okay, I think I might put it on dimensionals. Let me just burnish that edge. So first things, I mean, both sides of this embossing folder are just gorgeous. Look at that. And then if you turn it over, so this is as far as I got in my thinking. So sentiment wise, now because I've quilted it, or made it look like I've quilted it, I'm thinking that rather than use the Country Bouquet stamp set that goes with the paper, I think I might pull this out. So there are dies that go with this, which are just marvellous. Obviously I won't be using, but I'm thinking, so I'm thinking sending you a handmade hug. And I know it's sacrilege that you can see this is the first time you're using this set, but it's just beautiful. I think I could do that, or I could do, no, I think I'm gonna do that. It's a real quick and simple card, but now I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if I want it to be quick and simple. Anybody else? Are you all just saying, Joanna, get on with it? So these are the dies that go with Crafting With You. So I've only just got this, so I haven't actually, normally I put mine on a magnetic sheet. See, I could do the sewing machine. Given that I've quilted it. Or I've made it look like quilting, obviously. Haven't actually quilted it. I don't think I could even get my sewing machine out. It's buried in my cupboard that's under my stairs. Okay. This is the Country Floral, Country Bouquet, which goes with the Country Floral DSP, which is beautiful. in its own right, but I do think on another bit of scrap I might just very quickly and I'm saying a bit of memento, but it feels wrong. I'll try it, see what it looks like. It's not like I don't have lots of scrap available. I don't know, it feels wrong. But who has a, I mean, some people might do. Who has a pink? Thinking a sweet sorbet. I'll just clean that off. A sweet sorbet sewing machine. I mean, you never know. Artistic license and all that. Let's do on the other side. I think I'm going to prefer this. No, I don't think I am. I might have to go with a grey. Maybe basic grey, because I think the black is a bit harsh. I'll keep those, don't worry. I'll use them on something else. I think the black might be a bit harsh, so I'm going to go with basic grey. It's alive. Yeah, I prefer that in basic grey. Okay, so basic grey and then sentiment. I could white heat emboss onto sweet sorbet. Yay. It's a good job it's not live, because I'm going to do it anyway, even if you say no. So if you're all screaming at me, no, don't white heat emboss. Too late. Let's get my embossing powder out, because like I said, I wasn't prepared, so. Lid back on that before I do anything else. Okay, right. Luckily, I already have my heat gun plugged in, so apologies for the noise. Magic. It's just so magic. I love it. Okay, now I will very quickly run this through my machine off screen, so do bear with me. Please, whilst you're waiting for me to do this, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoy what I make, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I am trying to build my following so I can start to do some lives. Look how easily that cuts it. Oh, it's just beautiful. More scrap. And please do check out all the other participants in the hop, because they really truly have come up with some fabulous projects and are great ways to use up your scrap paper. So I'm just going to fussy cut this, just because I don't really want it in a big banner or label or anything like that. I want to keep it quite refined. Just get rid of that because I can use that. So yeah, please do check out everyone else in the hop. The links are below. Excuse me if you hear my stomach growling. It's nearly tea time. Okay. So, and obviously we need a bit of twine or something behind this. Okay, so I think what I'll do is, I feel like I want to lift this up, put it all on dimensionals. So that is what I'm going to do. Obviously you don't, well, it's up to you, but you don't necessarily want to then put your sentiment or anything else up on dimensionals, because in the UK that will then turn it into a large letter. But if you're handing it to someone, then you can do, or if you don't mind paying for a large letter. I have someone in mind for this, so I'm going to put this fairly central. I'm eyeballing this for a camera, so it's so, and I need some twine. So I'm thinking maybe some linen thread. I have some linen thread because, you know, it's handmade, so and I do have some sweet sorbet metallic woven, which actually weirdly doesn't look very, looks very pink in comparison. No, I think I'll stick with the linen thread. Okay, I'm just gonna gone quiet, can you tell? Because I'm concentrating. I'm going to trap the twine. Behind the sentiment. Okay, So like I said, this will probably put it up into a large letter. But for me, that's not really that much of an issue. And then we'll put this on. It doesn't matter if it hangs off a bit. And obviously you can use your edges, use the whole sheet. Don't let anything go to waste. I think I might leave maybe trim that a little bit, but I'll leave that quite long. Now, embellishments, because it would be rude not to. So I don't want to, go all sweet sorbet. So these are the adhesive backed sequins trio. Dimensional backing getting everywhere. Don't they just get everywhere? We could potentially, tinsel gems. I like the tinsel gems. Now they're quite good because that picks out the, oh dear. Or I might add some brushed metallic dots. Let's have a look. No, I don't think I like them with that. It's probably going to take me longer to figure out what embellishment I want to use than anything else. And now we have iridescent pastel gems. I think we could be onto a winner. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Apologies if you can hear that magpie make an absolute racket. Oh. I could go a bit mad. Placement is just tricky. I'll put it there. I love my take your pick tool. So much so I think I've got 3 of them. There. So very simple. And obviously you could stamp inside, make a layer for the inside. But yeah, so that's what I've made using my scraps, just to make a quilted type background with my Country Floral DSP. So I hope you like that. As I said earlier, if you did enjoy that, please do give me a thumbs up because that really helps. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. Press the little bell icon so you get notifications when my videos go live. And please do check out everyone else in the video hop. that's it for now. Take care, and I'll see you on the 1st of September. Bye bye.